You heard us from a friend
Yeah.
who actually got a role. That
Yeah.
is, this shows us that we've had this track record, right? We've been doing it and it happened to you. So it can also
Yeah.
happen to anyone on this call, right? Can also happen to
Definitely.
anyone on this call. Yeah, and again, you also mentioned the fact that when you were trying to join in, you kind of had some kind of clarity sessions where they kind of tell you, okay, if this is what you love doing, then this will be better for you. If you love doing this will be better for you. So to our audience, even if you are confused on which one, your own is just have it in your head. I want to enter tech. I want to go into tech, but you don't know that route you should follow. So please, we don't be rest assured because we have experts in house that would have those sessions with you, clarity session, so that you know the path that best fits your strengths and your weaknesses. So you are going to what flourish in those career paths. So as you can see that Obajide is actually doing well and he was able to secure his role after his learning or his training with 10Alytics. So thank you so much, Obajide, for that response. So now my next question is, what was your motivation upon getting started in learning tech skills? Now, I know a lot of people have had kind of situation that they start learning online and they were not able to to hand the training, but something actually kept you going, something more motivated you. So, what was your motivation that helped you get started in tech?
Thank you, Stephen. I would say my my passion for continuous learning and improvements got me into tech or into learning or joining 10 Analytics to upskill. I found out that over the years as I've been working, work dynamics keeps changing. There's a new thing, a new requirements that's gonna come up. Can you use Power BI? Can you use SQL? It's now becoming a basic to even get into work in almost any sphere or any domain you want to get into. So, and I saw, okay, now there's a salary gap between where I am and where I want to be. And like I first mentioned, the learning, the pay, and where the world is as a whole is heading towards. If you keep checking out statistics, everything is towards tech at the moment, either health tech, financial tech, data analytics, cybersecurity, and just name it. So I knew it was just time for me to do it. Also, I'd already registered for some courses personally, which on Coursera and the likes, and I found out that you just don't get this feel of you having to discuss with someone, ask questions, follow-up questions, and things like that. So I just felt if I have to sacrifice 8 months, pay for it, have someone I could always liaise with, or someone I could always speak to, it's going to give me a better understanding into what I want to do. And I'll say those are the few reasons why I said, okay, it's time for me to upskill and move into tech.
Okay, thank you so much, Obajide. So from what you actually just said, you love the feeling that you had someone who you could speak to in the program. Whenever you needed help, you had someone you could reach out to. So all these things also kept you going at some point while you were feeling probably discouraged or something. So thank you so much for that point. It's a wonderful one. It's a wonderful one. So audience, at some point things might want to get, tricky, or probably you are stressed with work on everything. But we have people that you can reach out to. Even before you reach out to them, they come to you and they ask what's going on. They're always there to support you. And that I know it's going to encourage you. Now, another thing Obajide mentioned was the pay. Yes, yes, tech is is the thing we are going towards. Everything is just going to tech. So if you're thinking of the money, which is very, very important, right? Tech is the way. So and this as pushed him. He has encouraged him. When you look at the pay, I have to do this, I have to get this done. They have kept him motivated. Now, another thing he mentioned that he actually enrolled for some courses. I know a lot of us on this call might have done that. We must have even done that, right? That we've enrolled in courses online and probably we just took the first module and that was it. That will not happen with 10 analytics because we'll always be there. What is going on? You have to take this. Then you always see that you want to come back to take it. So we are always at every point in the analytics program at every point, giving you support. And I believe this will also keep you motivated. And I can say, as Abajide has said, the pay. And another thing, the world is going towards tech. We are even there already. So please and please, tech is it now. Tech is the real deal now. So thank you so much, Obajide. Thank you. So my next question for you is that now you took a financial analytics program, right? So how has this program helped you on your current role? How has this program helped you on your current role as a performance analyst?
Yeah, before I even talk about how it's helped me in my current role, I'll talk about how it has built my confidence as a whole. Um, it's 10 months down the line, I'll see some job descriptions and I'll just like, no, I can't do this. I can't just do it. You want me to write queries, you want me to build dashboards, you want me to do this and so on and so forth, you know. And now I could just, I mean, for the fun of it, I'll just go on LinkedIn or Indeed or whatever job board and just look through the jobs and just smile like, okay, I can resonate with it. Even if it's not 100%, then the confidence is there. Now, to your question about the role itself, it's not going to be a walk in the park because you're going to be learning a new domain. You know, it's a new industry, a new world entirely. But the basics you need to be able to get settled on the role, you're going to have it from the projects you're going to do at 10 Analytics. So the learnings, the videos, the resources you have, the training you've been through, the projects you've worked on is going to give you the basic landing. I mean, you wouldn't see anything and you wouldn't have an idea. You might need some support, but you'll be able to stand on your feet. So those are the ways the training has really helped me, and it's been really great. I mean, it's been, I say, 2 months on the roll, and I'll say I've not had, and I don't hope to have any issue, you know, based on what I've learned, even though I know I have someone like, or people I could run to at analytics. So it has been really great. It's the learnings have been
Okay.
very helpful. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice one. That's a fantastic one. Thank you, Obajide. Now, from your responses, the training has helped a lot, right? Because the way the training has been structured, you get to do projects at some point, then I think you would flow with me that all our classes, everything are case study based, so they are kind of real life scenarios. So when you get into the field, it's going to be something relatable. It's not something just new. So
Yeah.
it's something you've seen before. So it's not a new thing. So this is to our audience. The moment you are in, you're not going to, and you're out, you're not going to be new to any role. Yet you see, he's even testing himself. Obajide has said something, right? Even while on his present role, he still like sometimes applies to job just to see that okay, yeah, I'm fit for this, I can do this, I can do this. And that is good because we're going to cover every kind of practicals or any kind of situation that you might find yourself in that particular role. So everything is being covered. In the program, you get to do projects and those projects are based on real life scenarios, real life case studies. So you are going to enjoy the learning with analytics, and you are not half baked, you are fully baked joining 10 Analytics, as you can hear from Obajide. So you mentioned something about confidence. You mentioned something about confidence, and that will lead me to my next question. Now, apart from the technical skills that you got in 10 Analytics, now what are the other soft skills that you kind of gathered during your training with us?
Yeah, I would say the communication skill is also there because I was a prod lead, so I had to bring people together. If you understand what I'm saying, my cohorts, I had to bring those under my prod together to be able to deliver projects, have to be able to communicate to them, understand the challenges they're having, have to be there. The communication is there, the presentation skills is also there. Few months ago or a year ago, I wouldn't even answer this request for me to be able to talk to people about what I've done at 10 Analytics and so on and so forth. But you know, the more you do these things, the more it gets you exposed, it builds that confidence, and these are the things you're going to need on the job. You will have different stakeholders you talk to C-suites, people within your peers, even junior colleagues, you would have to present to them at some points, So one way or the other, all these things tie up together to who you are going to be, and these things are what we did in our projects because you have to present all the projects you work on at the end of the day. So I would say the communication and the presentation skills are the core soft skills I've been able to harness during this training period at 10 Analytics.
Okay, so thanks so much, Obajide. I hope our audience are jotting these things down because, you know, in 10 Analytics, once you are in, we don't just take you the technical part and that's all. You gather soft skills. These are the things that will make you, give you confidence, as Obajide has said. These things will make you stand out. Yeah, it will make you stand out. Now, Obajide has mentioned communication, right? And I know Obajide will agree with me. There are countless times that he had to like communicate with his facilitator, his colleagues, based on what he's trying to pass across or probably presenting in class. Now, these are the same way you're going to present to your stakeholders, as Obajide had said. So you're going to get more confident in whatever skill that you have. You're going to hone the skill, that is the technical part. And for the soft skill, your communication is going to be top notch. You know how to communicate your ideas, you know how to communicate your skills. Now, it's a different thing, you having the skill and being able to communicate it. It's a different thing. Some people don't even get that job, not because they don't have the skill, but they are unable to communicate. Now, presentation is another thing entirely. If you don't even know how to present, that might even be the hindrance between you and your dream tech role. So in 10 Analytics, the soft skill you're going to get, we're going to boost your confidence, your communication skill will be top notch. You'll be able to, present. Another thing is teamwork. Now, if you listen to what Obajide said, he had a team that was working with. And in the tech world, you kind of work with teams a lot, different kind of team, depending on any role you want to join in. You have to work with team. You should know how to be a team leader and a team member. Those two things are important also. So these are part of the soft skill. Your leadership skill will be built. All these things will be built. So, and these are things that we actually need and has also helped Obajide to transition what into tech to get his dream tech role. So thank you so much, Obajide, for that. So I also like to ask this question: that were your facilitators really helpful? Were your facilitators really helpful? So I just want you to answer. How was the communication
Yes,
between you and your facilitator?
my facilitators, well, they were all very, very helpful. I mean, shout out to all of them from inception, from onboarding to the final stage. They would always be on your neck to do the right thing at the right time, not just doing it at the right time, making sure they're asking are there things we can assist you with. You need to submit your CV, you need to submit your projects, you need to do this, you need to do that. And when you reach out to them, they are always there to help out as soon as they can, because it's like a community. You have this WhatsApp group, you have different channels in which we communicate. There are drop-in sessions you could book in for consultations and different facilitators, different roles, and they've all been very, very supportive. I make sure I use almost all the channels throughout my program. There are times where I needed to ask questions about a project, maybe something on Power BI wasn't making sense and I couldn't ask in class. There's a drop-in session for that. There are administrative facilitators too, and all of them were all hands on deck, and there's no fault at all because even when the new jobs are being posted out, they're pushing you. Have you applied for the job? There's the CV revamp. There's a LinkedIn optimization to be done. Have you done it? What's keeping you? Is there any challenge? Is there anything you want us to assist you with? So I'll give it 100 to them. I still keep in touch with them, even though the program is over. But that's how good, sometimes you go through some programs and you're like, I'm never going back to these people. But it's not the case here at Analytics. So, and it's not because I'm an alumni or anything. And just even chipping in, I've even registered for another course here again,
Wow.
which I'll be starting next in March. just to tell you
Wow,
how
that's
much
great.
impact it's had on me. So, but in a nutshell, they are very, very supportive and very hands-on. They are there and they are very knowledgeable to guide you in whatever you need.
Okay, thank you so much, Obajide. I
Yeah.
didn't know you are still coming back to us, like you're coming back into the program. That's a very good one, right? So it's going to expand your, the knowledge, your opportunities, right? All these things will be expanded. And that's a very nice one. But very happy to have you, and we will still enjoy you around us, and you will enjoy us too. So
Definitely.
now, Obajide has mentioned a lot of things. Our facilitators, their support is top notch. And I've mentioned before, even if you enroll in online program and you're dropping off, oh no, not with 10Alytics, because our support is going to stay with you. Every point in time, probably you have an issue, you can reach out to your facilitator at any time. Okay, I'm having this social issue, and those issues will be sorted. Those issues will be sorted, and as Obajide have said, the support is great, right? From every angle with 10Alytics. So you're going to love it. You're going to enjoy it. So our audience, I'm just letting you know, in 10Alytics, our facilitators do great job, right? In terms of knowledge sharing, they hone the skill, as I've said, from fields, different fields, different tech landscape around the world. We have these experts who are with us in 10Alytics, and they are going to train you. And they know how to share this knowledge for you to actually have a grasp of it. As you can see, Obajide is all shining. He's even happy to come back. So just have a taste of it. I'm very sure you're going to be like him, and you're going to what after getting your job, even come back to enjoy more. So thank you so much, Obajide, for that. So what you just said will lead me to another question to you. Now, what do you think about the complementary sessions that we have, the mentorship session? I know you mentioned something about the drop-in session. So, and the interview prep session. Did all these actually play a part in helping you secure your role? Did
Thank
you
you,
get that?
Stephen. Yeah, yes, I did. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely does. Because what I found out is at first I found it very difficult in joining those sessions, but later understood they happen about twice in a week. So if you can't make this session, there's also another session you can make. And some of the things I also noted was that there's some informations where from just asking someone asking question, you pick things and you learn new things from those drop-in sessions, and they add to your knowledge. It's always there. There's always something new to pick up from those sessions, and I felt it's also one of those things that also helps me. There are some points I didn't realize about something about Upwork, which I didn't pay attention to for some reasons, and during those drop-in sessions, there were pointers there that I felt okay. Somebody asked this question, somebody mentioned this, and I was able to add one or two together to also to also help me out. Even during your projects when you don't have clarity, those sessions serve as another means to fact find or double check your knowledge and make sure you have clarity on whatever questions you have. So it's a must if as much as you can. I mean, I understand everybody has commitments, but they are going to be really helpful to you because you don't want to miss out on salient points that might just be the nail to what is going to help you secure that job. So yes, I enjoyed every bit of it.
Okay, thank you so much, Obajide. Thank you so much. Now, if you could recall from what Obajide has said, he made use of the drop-in session a lot. He enjoyed the drop-in session because of our drop-in sessions. There are sessions where whenever you're having issues, you can just, go into it and you ask from your facilitator and you get the issue sorted. So at any point in the program that you are probably you're facing some challenges, you can just go into the drop-in session and you're going to get solutions to whatever problem you're having at that point in time. And this will help you know to what continuing the program. So there's nothing like, oh, I got stuck and I could not finish. No, there's nothing like that with analytics. You're going to get your solution, you're going to get the problem solved. Definitely. Are they going to be problem? Yes. Are they going to be solved? Definitely. So that is how it is for us here in 10Alytics. Now we have interview prep sessions. So anytime you have anytime you probably have an interview in view, can actually book for these sessions. I don't know if Obajid actually make use of any. Do you have any interview prep session with us?
I listened to some other people's, I mean, drop-in session interview
Okay,
preps. I didn't
okay,
actually use it because I felt comfortable enough to be able to go in for the interview without the interview
okay.
question. Yeah, so
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's
yeah.
fantastic. But should in case you have a job role, right? That you've applied to, and now you have to prepare for the interview. Yes, we have this available. We're going to book an interview prep session with an expert who is going to like put you through what you should do, the way you should position yourself, the way you should package yourself, those things that you actually need to do. That will get you that dream role in tech. So we have that also. We have that. Yeah, and we also have CV review sessions, a lot in our mentorship sessions. It's there are a lot of people in this market, this tech market, and it takes you to know the right place to go for you to get that job, right? Because in our mentorship session, we give you premium info, like where you should stand, your standing points, your LinkedIn account should be optimized, how to do that, your CV, the way to craft your CV, the way to tailor your CV. All these things have been discussed. What on in the mentorship session. And apart from that, we also have a lot of resources that will help you with this. So if you are here in this session and probably you are afraid of, okay, how will I go about the interview? Do not worry. We have interview prep sessions where we are going to, put you through just holding your hands along the way, put you through what you should do. If this kind of question is asked, okay, this is what you should say. This is how you can answer. This is how you should package yourself. Things like this. Yes, we have them. Then for your CV, you don't have to tailor your CV towards applying for a role. Some people they are disqualified from getting their tech role. Why? Because their CV are not in the right order. Now, this is not going to happen with you if you're in 10Alytics because we have civil review sessions, not just once, we have them at good intervals constantly. LinkedIn optimization sessions at good intervals constantly so that everything is optimized. Your CV is optimized, your LinkedIn accounts, everything is optimized, and this will give you edge over others in the tech space. So I believe and I hope we are still jotting down because these are important skills or important keys that we need to put down so we able to practice and run along with them if we actually want to go through the program and get a dream tech role just as Opajide our guest has actually done. So Opajide, I just have two questions more. So this is the second to the last. What advice would you give someone who is on the fence right now and is about investing in any of our programs? What advice would you give such person?
My advice would be first off, your being on the fence is valid. It's human. It's normal to be worried, to be scared, to be skeptical. I've also been there before, so it's nothing out of the usual. But you also have to understand time is of essence. The job you feel you're not ready for, the trainings you feel you're not ready for, someone there is taking it. Someone might not even who is not even as qualified as you are is already making the decision. I heard something from someone who's saying being ready is not about feeling, it's a decision you have to make yourself. And time is of essence. Things are changing, things are evolving, and that is one. The other one I would also say is you are at the level of your audacity. If you say you can do it, you can do it. And most likely those who are doing it, I mean, they don't have two heads. Would there be stumbling blocks? Yes. Would there be challenges? Yes. But I can guarantee this place is, I mean, I don't see any reason or any concern about taking your program here. You will get your the money's worth, the value for your money here. I could say my training have been paid for in 2 months that I started my new role. So I mean, it's just for me to keep building on it and enjoying the labor of my is it 6 months or I mean whatever the case is. So don't don't hesitate. If you have any questions, the team is always here to clarify, answer you, be there for you. It took me a while. Now I regret why didn't I do this earlier enough? And just to add to this, I saw another role within the new organization, even a role higher than the one I'm presently doing. And I went through the JD and I'm like, I can do this too. So you could imagine if I had done the course some 1 year ago, 10 months ago, probably I'll have even been in a higher position. So, like I mentioned, it's okay to be worried, it's okay to be scared, it's human, but time is also of essence. So don't wait, don't wait. This is a very, very big opportunity. The finance is also flexible in terms of payment structure, which I believe Steven is going to talk about. The team is good. The team is really good, really helpful. Even after you finish your program, they'll be there for you for your reviews, for your what do they call it now, referencing and so on and so forth. So make the decision. Make the decision as quickly as you can. That's my
Okay,
advice.
thank you so much, Obajide. Now, you've listened to what our guest has to say. And if you're on the fence presently, it's normal. It's normal, as you have said. We are human, right? Should I go for it? Will this work out? No, this kind of questions, they always want to pop up anytime you want to make a great step or you want to do anything great. Those kind of questions will come, but it takes you making that decision, right? The difference between those that have taken the program and those that are not in is that word decision. Another thing I need you to put into consideration, this is to our audience, is the time frame. Time waits for no one. Time waits for no one. As you can see, Obajide said there's a role that he just saw and is able, even more than able, to take on that role. Just imagine if he had done it earlier on and he's in that role. So please and please, so it's just an advice to each and every one of us. Let's just decide. Just go for it. Now, Obajide also mentioned something. This is very important. You mentioned something about recommendations. Yes, we give recommendations. Yes, the letters, references, all these things, we give them. Yes, in the program. So please and please, so this is the advice that we have, and this is from our guest, Obajide. Don't wait on the fence anymore. Decide now, and time wait for no man. So please, that is it from our guest, Obajide. Thank you so much. Now, this leads me to the last question. How does it feel? Pivoting from the class. No, you were not even done with the program. Pivoting from the class into your tech role. Just how does it feel?
Like I said when I started, it feels very unreal. I'm here. Like some months ago, less than a year ago, I was also on the other side listening to someone give their story and testimony and things like that. And I'm grateful for the opportunity. Yes, I had to do my bits. And then, I mean, the team, the program too, did their own bits too, making sure I was ready to an extent or a very good extent, making sure I did what I needed to do. And like I said, it's just the beginning. Keep building on the foundation you have, making sure you don't disappoint yourself, you don't disappoint the team where you've put so much effort in and where you've come from. It feels unbelievable. That's what I'm gonna put it. Now I feel like I've even not. I mean, I feel like I could have done this earlier. That's the feeling I'm having right now. Like sort of, I would say regrets, even though I'm grateful. Like, what have you been waiting for? What have you been stalling all this while? So, it's a beautiful feeling. It's a feeling you feel accomplished, feel like you're doing something in the right direction in all ramifications. The world is going to take, your finances is getting better, your knowledge is getting broader because these things task you to think in a very different way and so on. You meet different people too along the journey within your team that you build relationships with and so on and so forth. So I can't see anything bad about the feeling at all. So that's
Okay, yeah,
that's it.
thank you so much, Obajide. Thanks so much for your time and this session today. So to our audience, I know we've listened to what Obajide has to say. He actually came into the program not just fresh in tech without any prior knowledge. And he took our program, all the resources available, the mentorship session, the CV, and all that I've been mentioning, CV reviews, W prep, and all this is. And it was before ending the program, he was able to secure his current role as a performance analyst. That is fantastic. And you can see how he's feeling so happy. Despite that fact, he wished he had done this earlier. So this is our audience also. Please just time waits for no man. Let's just do this as quickly as possible because opportunities keep flying out there. The moment you are ready, you are locked in, right? The moment you are ready, you are locked in. If you're not ready, it passes by and you feel like, oh, I'm not getting it done. No, no, no. But the moment you are in the program and you follow suit with all that we have in the program, you will be ready for the job ready, and the moment the opportunity comes, you lock in. And you can see, I believe Obajide, even with the same mindset, is back to analysis for another training, and I know greater opportunities are still coming his way. He has seen the advantage, he has seen how this worked for him, and he has seen that even when he comes back, join the program again, it's going to be better. It's going to keep on getting better. So this is what Obajide has to say to us all. So thank you so much, Obajide, for answering our call. We are
Thank you.
happy to have you. Yeah, so thank you so much. So on this note, I'll be handing over to Jedediah now, my colleague here on this call. So he can continue from this point. Thanks so much, everyone. Thank you, Obajide. Hi, Jedediah, are you there? Okay, I can't hear you, Jedediah.
All right, please confirm you can hear me now.
Definitely, I can hear you now.
Oh, awesome, awesome. All right, thank you so much, Obajide. Thank you, Stephen, as well. I'm sure we've had a wonderful interaction today. I'm sure it's been awesome listening to Obajide share his experience transitioning into the tech space and securing his very first role in this space. All right, trust me, it's very much achievable. All you need to do is actually to get started. Right. I mean, we've heard Obajide tell us, right? He wished he started much earlier, right? He probably would have gotten, his first role much earlier. He probably would have gotten more years of experience on his hands now. He would have gotten more exposure now, right? So don't make the same. All right, don't delay. You don't want to delay. You want to get started as quickly as possible. And 10Alytics is here to help you do just that. Right. So we are here to make sure that you're able to have a seamless transition journey and you're able to move into the space smoothly. Now, before I even get started on the conversation, some of us already introduced ourselves earlier in the conversation. I also have introduced myself, but for those of us that joined in late, my name is Jedediah. I've been in the tech space for more than 5 years now, and I've trained over 1,000 people. I've also been supporting lots of people who are intending to transition into the tech space. All right. And in this evening's conversation, we're also going to be discussing how you can make that same transition and secure your very first role just as Obajide has done. But before we get into all of those conversations, I want to ask this question. Based on all of the conversations that we've done or any research that you have done prior to this session, which tech position is right for you? For everyone that's on the call right now, we have some level of interest in getting into the tech space. And we have probably done some research. So whether you have done research or not, I'm throwing this question out to everyone. Which tech track do you think is right for you? And I would like everyone to respond in the chat. Which role do you think is the right one for you to get in, that you are guaranteed job security, you can actually get started and you can actually secure a job just as Obajide has done? All right, let's go on to put that in the chat. Let's go on to put that in the chat. Which tech track is right for you? Ogundele says cyber security. That's interesting. Cyber security. Elizabeth says data science. That's wonderful. Lawrence says data science. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Ashi says data science. Tony says I have done virtual assistant, but I think project management suits me. That's amazing. That's amazing. Now, regardless of whichever tech track you have in mind, you have to make sure that you are looking at this with a very objective lens, right? Your transition has to be very much intentional. We heard Obajide's story, and while he was transitioning, the objective for him was to actually secure a job. I don't think any one of us on the call right now just wants to learn a tech skill for learning's sake. So how exactly, or what guarantee do we have that if Julia, for example, moves into data science, what guarantee does she have that after learning she can actually get a job and she can actually earn that high rewarding salary that she's looking into? what guarantee do we have for Okundele that if he looks into cybersecurity and trains in cybersecurity, he can actually land a job in cybersecurity and start earning those big bucks? What we've done here is to design a stellar curriculum as well as focus on tech tracks that are in demand globally. And how did we achieve this? We first of all started by conducting our own research internally. So we looked at job boards like, Glassdoor, Indeed, um, Google Jobs, Built-in, LinkedIn, and so on and so forth. And we looked at what jobs consistently popped up on these platforms, which jobs gave the highest salaries, which jobs were in demand, and were consistently popping up. Now, while we were looking at these jobs, we were also looking at what skills were required in each one of these roles. So after we did this analysis, we also seeked out for external validation. And the way we did this was by looking at the Future of Jobs report, which is basically a report that's released by the World Economic Forum every single year. Now, this is a global report that outlines a projection of what career paths and jobs are projected to increase or continually grow in demand over the next 5 years. So despite the trends and changes that we are seeing in the industry, despite the trends we are seeing in the AI community and how that is affecting the world of work, these jobs are still projected to increase in demand over the next 5 years. So we had looked at certain jobs and then we filtered them and looked at if these jobs that we found out after our analysis in this phase, we checked if these jobs we found out were found in this list, and we also made sure that they were topping the charts in the World Economic Forum's list of jobs in this Future of Jobs report. Now, after we did that, we also conducted some regional analysis because for a lot of us, we are looking for jobs that come with sponsorship. For a lot of people, we are looking for jobs that allow us to, move abroad, or some of us who are already abroad, maybe studying, and we want to look for jobs that give us permanent residency or allows us to switch to a different visa tier. So we did some regional analysis and we looked at regions like the UK, for example. We looked at what jobs had the highest or what jobs offered skilled worker visas. So we looked at these roles and we looked at what jobs offered skilled worker visa. That way, you know that when you get into these roles, you actually stand a great chance of securing your very first job, and this job could come with a visa sponsorship. So while we looked at the UK, we also looked at regions like the US, and we looked at jobs or job titles that had the highest H-1B acceptance rates. So what jobs had the highest number of people being hired and actually getting sponsorship from the organization, right? We also looked at regions like Canada. We looked at provincial nominee programs like AIP, like OINP, like BC Tech Pilots, and the likes of them. And we looked at what jobs consistently top the chart. So we looked at these jobs, first of all, by looking at trends in job boards. And then we validated this by looking at the Future of Jobs report, which is a global report. And then we also looked at opportunities to work globally, jobs that you can get visa sponsorship in across the three major regions, the UK, which is Europe generally, the US, and in Canada. And we were able to come up with these 10 tech tracks, cutting across business analytics, data science, agile project management, data engineering, cyber security, HR analytics, financial analytics, DevOps engineering, and product design. All right. And even the health tech track. We were able to come up with all of these tracks as amongst the jobs that topped the chart. And if you look at the Future of Jobs report, you get to see what this looks like. Oh. So if we look back at the previous page we were looking at, just a second, let's come back here. Yeah. So when we look at this report, when we look at the future of jobs report, we actually get to see what these jobs are. We actually get to see the trend in the industry, right? And for you to have access to all of these reports and these details, what I would recommend is for everyone to go on to fill the attendance details, right? My colleagues are already sharing links in the chat. What you want to do is make sure that you fill that link so that you'd have access to all of these materials.
All right, so you have access to all of these materials as well as the recording of the session. All right, Zinai, please confirm if you can hear me better now. All right, beautiful, beautiful. So like I explained, there are opportunities across all of these tech tracks. And with any of these tech tracks, you can secure your very first role in this space, right? And you're guaranteed job security over the next 5 years. You know that these jobs are projected to grow in demand. And you also know that these jobs actually come with opportunities for sponsorship. So even before you get started on any one of these roles, you need to be able to decide, you need to be able to determine which one of these roles is the right one for you. And how do you do that? Here at 10Alytics, we've designed a special quiz, a special test that is designed specifically to help you make that decision as regards to which track would be perfect for you to transition into, would be easy for you to transition into, and you still get to have this advantage of job security as well as being eligible for sponsorship and opportunities like that. So what I want everyone on the call right now to do is to take this quick test. It takes less than 5 minutes, and I would like for every one of us on the call right now to take this quick test. What I'm going to do is actually share the link in the chat so that every one of us can actually try out this test and we get to see, right, which one of these roles we can actually get into. I'm sure a lot of us have our assumptions on which one of these track might be right for us, but I'd like for us to take this test that has been carefully drafted by 10Alytics over our years of experience in the space to support this journey. All right. So I would like for everyone to try out this test, and I'm going to do it as well. Right. I'm also going to be trying out the test. All right. So we get to see how active, how much this can actually help us to make that final decision. Right? Eventually, I'll be answering a lot more questions from the conversation today. But I'd like for everyone on the call to get started by taking this quiz. I'm sharing the link in the chat, and my colleague are going to reshare it as we go through the session. So what you want to do is click on the link, or you can scan this QR code. All right, I'm just going to leave this for another 30 seconds. You can scan this QR code, and then we can take this test together. What you want to do is click on the link, and that brings you onto this site. And then you want to go on to click on the link here, the button here, to discover your own path. Now picture this. You landed a tech role that actually excites you. You're good at it, and it finally gets you what you are saying in meetings. You finally get what people are saying in meetings. You finally understand what the conversation is about. You finally understand what people are saying in conversations like this. Yes, Zina, I'm going to come into the delineation for the health sector. All right, for now, just go on to take the test. So how exactly can you position yourself for these opportunities? How exactly can you get into the right track that is something you would actually enjoy, something that has opportunities in the market, and something you would actually enjoy doing, something that you'd also have an easy transition into? All right, so you want to click on Let's Go and actually take this quiz. Now, there are multiple tracks available. All right, there are multiple tracks available. If you have one in mind, you can go on to select it. But for a lot of us who are just starting out, we are not sure which one is the right one for us. So what you want to do is simply go on to select the last option here that says, I am not sure yet. All right. So if you have one in mind, you can go on to select it. If you have healthcare in mind, simply go on to select the data analytics track. If that's the track you currently have in mind, simply select data analytics. All right. But if you're not sure, then go on to select I am not sure. All right. So Zina, I hope you got that. All right. If you have health track in mind, um, simply select data analytics and go on through the quiz. All right. So for me, I'm just going to select I am not sure, which I believe is the or the point where most of us are at right now. So I'm not sure. I'd go on to take the quiz. And then it asks, what's your immigration goal? Do I want a visa sponsorship? Do I want permanent residency, or I already have work authorization? I'm staying in my current country, um, or remote work preferred. I prefer to work remote, right? I don't want to move out of my current location. I prefer to stay where I am, but still be able to work with global brands. So I'm going to select this option. For you, select whatever option applies to you. All right. And then it asks, what is your current or most recent career field? Finance, accounting, banking, healthcare, teaching, training, education, IT support, marketing, HR, creative, legal, founder, unemployed, construction. If you're a student, there's an option for you. For me, I think I'll just select teaching, training. All right. I'm simply going to select this option and go on to the next page. Some of us might be students, there's an option for you. So whatever applies to you, select that option. How do you prefer to work? Think about when you do your best work, right? Do you prefer to work where you have actual collaborations, where you get to interact with stakeholders and make decisions, where you get to have lots of discussions, so you are in the front end of the organization? Or you enjoy teamwork, but you also need time to focus on your work? This is the bracket where I fall on, right? I like to work in a team, it's great, but I also like to have my own time where I get to focus on my own work, right? If you also prefer deep independent work with minimal meetings, you prefer to just get the task that's assigned to you, work on it, drop your deliverable, and you're good. All right, you can go and select this option. And then it depends on the task. I adapt to what's needed. So if you don't fall under any bracket, you can just go on to select this. For me, I think I prefer the second option. So I'll select it and move on to the next one. What best describes how you approach problems? How do you approach problems? Do you map it out first? Dependencies and look at the full picture, all right, before you actually get started. Do you like to understand all the, possibilities or the potential issues that might come up? You like to map out the entire thing before you start solving the problem? Or you like to dive into the data and let patterns guide, right? For me, this is where I fall. I prefer to just get started, all right? Just iterate, experiment. When I figure the first step out, I'll figure the next one out. All right. When we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. All right. I think that should be my slogan. When we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. So how do you like to solve problems? I think about the user experience and work backwards. So do you look at the vision first? What is the goal that we expect to have? And then you work your way backwards. Is that the kind of person you are? Right? If that is your case, then this option will be right for you. Right? And then I look for what could break and fix that first. Do you look at the potential problems first? Look at the potential pain points and actually start addressing them? Or do you experiment, iterate, and optimize as I go? This is where I fall. All right. I go with the flow. Right. I go with the flow. We'll figure it out. When we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. Right. That's where I fall. So where exactly do you fall? Select an option. For me, I'm simply going to select this and move on to the next step. How comfortable are you with technical tools? All right. Very comfortable. You use Excel, pivot tables, or you have done some coding before. You can select this option. All right. This is where I would typically fall. But what I think I'll do is I would go further down to say I'm a basic user. I use tools, but not deep, right? I'm not very familiar with all of these tools. I'm not a professional. I'm just somewhere in the middle, right? Are you somewhat comfortable? Do you know some of these tools? You know some of the formulas in Excel. You're not a pro in Excel or some of these analytical tools, but you know a couple of things. Or are you just a basic user? You just know that there's something like Excel and Excel can do this for you, All right? Or are you someone who actually prefers visual design tools over spreadsheets? You don't like to work with data. You don't like to work with spreadsheets. You prefer more visual and artistic work. Or someone who wants to avoid heavy technical work if possible. All right? Is this the category you fall under? You want to avoid technical work as much as you can. In my case, I would say basic user. Right? I'll just say I'm a basic user. And what is your relationship with coding? Do you have any exposure to coding? Is this something you are open to? I love it and I want to master it. That's where I would fall under. I would like to get familiar with coding. I'd like to master it. Right? Or are you just open to like scripting? You just want to know SQL and maybe some basic Python. You don't want to go too deep into it. You don't want to become, this tech maestro where you are writing lots of code. All right. You just want to have the surface level. Or you would prefer not to work with code at all. You don't want to touch anything code. I'm running away from code. Or do you prefer logical system thinking over syntax? You don't want to work with code, but you would want to think and solve problems. You prefer logical, solutions to certain things, or you want to manage technical teams but not write code. You want to still work in that tech ecosystem. You want to manage operations and execution of the code, but you don't want to write the code yourself. Then the final option here would be a great one for you. Just go on to select whichever one, suits you. For me, I enjoy code, so I'm simply going to select that. If you don't mind it, but you don't want to do a lot of it, you can select the second option. For me, the first option is this. So I click that and we move on to the next page. And it asks what motivates you most in a career. What is it that motivates you most in a career? For me, it's the salary. I don't know about you. All right. For me, it's the salary. Right. I want to have a high earning potential. And I'm sure for a lot of us, that's a very important reason for why we are actually getting started on the tech journey. For some of us, we just want job security. We want a job that I know AI is not coming to take away from me. All right. For some of us, that is what we're after. For some of us, we just want flexibility. We want to be able to work from anywhere at all. All right. For some of us, we actually want to grow into leadership positions. We want to become, a COO, a CTO. You want to become a CEO. You want to get into that leadership position. That is what you are after. For some of us, we want to make impact. We want to do impactful work. We want to do work that actually touches people's lives. All right. And if you are not sure, you can simply select, I'm still figuring it out. If you are not certain, you can simply select, I'm still figuring it out. For me, I want the salary. And on this page, you actually get to select multiple options. So for me, I want the salary, job security, not a priority, right? Remote flexibility, yes, I want to be able to work from my house. Very important. All right. Do I want to become a CEO? I'm not sure. Right? But you can go and select those options. Right? For me, I want flexibility. I want to be able to juggle between other things. I want to be able to handle other responsibilities and at the same time still work, and earn high rewarding salary. Right? And then I can simply go on to click on next after selecting the options. Right? Right? And now, which type of impact resonates most with you? Transforming how organizations operate, building systems that scales to millions of users, protecting critical data infrastructure, helping companies make better people decisions, turning complex data into clear business decisions, predicting outcomes and building intelligent systems, creating products people love to use, ensuring software ships reliably and fast. All right? So if you're someone who likes to organize, likes to coordinate how a team operates, then this could be an option for you. If you're someone who likes to build systems that can scale up or down, right? So basically a system that can adjust based on the demand on that system. You like to work with infrastructure, this will be a good option for you. If you're someone that prefers to work on that security side, you prefer to work on protecting things rather than actually developing these things. You'd rather have someone else develop it and then you protect or safeguard it. This will be a trap for you. If you are someone who likes helping companies make better decisions as regards to the people that are working within the organization as well as the customers that they have. So you are people oriented. All right, then this will be a great fit for you. If you're someone who likes to work with data and you like to answer business questions, then this would be a great fit for you. And if you're someone that likes forecasting, you like prediction, what will happen in the future? That's what you want to explore. That's what you're concerned about, right? While the current, happenings are very important, you like to, plan ahead. You like to look at what the future holds. Then this will be an option for you. And actually, this is my option. This is my option, right? If you like creating products people love to use, this will be a great option for you. So if you like designing things that people would actually use and enjoy, you want to build things that people would actually have a good time interacting with, then this is an option for you. And if you like to ship things, right? If you're more concerned about, how things would perform, like whatever is being built, how it will actually perform at the end of the day, this is the option for you. For me, predicting outcomes it takes. All right. And then once you are done with this quiz, what you want to do is just go on to provide your details. All right. Once you complete this form, go on to check the box and your results would actually be sent directly to you. So go on to complete this. You can provide your mobile number as well. Check the box and click on next. Okay, so I have to complete this. Um, all right. I complete this. Click on next, and voila. Now we have the system that's making, now we have the system giving a recommendation to me, and it says the builder, data science. And this is actually the career path I'm currently in. So I can tell you for a fact that it is accurate enough to give you a correct, recommendation. It gave me cybersecurity based on my options. That's interesting, Ogundele. All right. Ogundele did mention that he was interested in cybersecurity, and you can see that the system actually recommended cybersecurity to him or her. I'm not sure. Right? So yes, right. This basically tells us that this system is actually working correctly. All right. So as you can see, it's giving me data science, and I am actually a data science learning engineer. So yes, right. With a level of confidence, we can actually trust this system. We can actually trust the system. So what I want everyone to do right now is actually go on into the chat and just drop what did this quiz recommend to you. What was the recommendation you got from the quiz? Zina, I see your hand raised. You can drop your question in the chat and I'll be sure to respond to it. All right. I would also like to see which recommendation you got, Zina. If you got data analytics and you're actually interested in the health tech track, you are still on the right path. All right. I'm going to explain a bit further as we go on. Okay. All right. So Mary says she got business analyst. That's interesting. That's interesting. Mary got business analyst. What else do we have? Vinay, what did you get? Ada, Ashi, Busayo, Elizabeth. All right, Vinay got data analytics, which is perfect as well. Like I explained, if you're interested in the healthcare sector or the health tech track, then you're perfect at data analytics, and I'll explain the delineation in a quick moment. All right, so let's go on to fill in the chat. Tony says he recommended business analytics, but I am interested in project management. All right, Tony, that's perfect as well. That's perfect for you as well. And I'll explain the delineation between these two track tracks, shortly in the session. All right. Okay. DevOps engineering, fantastic, Julia. Julia got DevOps engineering. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So we are already seeing the different recommendations that we are getting from this system. I'd like to hear from Julia actually. What did you originally have in mind? Right before taking the quiz, Julia, we can just type that in the chat. What did you originally have in mind? Ivy says he or she got data analytics, data analysis. Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so Julia had data science and she got DevOps engineering. Okay, and it's a she, correct. All right. Okay, Ivy had Ivy's a she. Julia had data science in mind, got DevOps engineering. Fantastic. All right. So even though this is AI made, all right, this was developed by a model that we trained here at 10Alytics to be able to make this kind of decision and recommend it to you. All right. So you can go on to select an option, And after taking this quiz, you get a recommendation. And if you'd like to speak with a career coach to get better clarity, you can go on to click on this button here, right, to actually book a session where you can speak with a career coach like myself to have a one-on-one conversation on which tech track might be right for you if you have two tech tracks you're considering or you're confused between any two tracks. Now, as we have completed this track, we have now been able to get one tech track that's great. And I want to clarify and let us know that there are opportunities for us across all of these tech tracks. Say a couple of people that have actually been able to make this transition. This is Abigail, who was a health worker. This is Judith, who was also a care worker. Sharon, they were all able to make their transition into the analytics space, into data analytics space. All right. You also see people like Evelyn, Arome, and Toyin, who were also healthcare workers, and were able to make that transition into the data related space. Now I'm coming back to Zina's question. How about health tech? All right. So what we've discovered, and with the resources, with what you can see on my screen right now, is that a lot of people in the healthcare space tend to have an easier transition into data positions, especially the data analytics track. Now, besides this, there's also been a huge trend in the job market where we are seeing lots of healthcare related roles. So you hear about positions like healthcare informatics, patient journey facilitator, healthcare data analyst, and the likes of that. Right? Now, at its core, the skills and tools that you'd actually be using in this position are actually the skills and tools that a data analyst would require. However, the application of these tools and skills are actually in the healthcare space. So what we've done here at Analytics is to design a dedicated healthcare track. While it's a mirror of data analytics in the sense that you'll be using the same tools, you'll be learning about the same skills, the focus is actually how these tools and skills are applied in the healthcare sector so that you are well prepared for the use opportunities in the market. So just like Dr. Arome was able to get into a data analyst position with a healthcare brand, right? Just like people like Sharon was able to get a business analyst position with the NHS, right? Just like Judith, who was a care worker, was able to land a business analyst position in Huddersfield, right? And so on and so forth, right? You are able to make that same transition and you're able to do that into the health tech track. You get to leverage the healthcare background that you already have and then pick up on the analytical skills that's required to actually break into the specific role. The advantage you have here is that now you have a training that's very specific to the health track rather than a generalist in data analytics. All right. So that's basically the delineation between healthcare analytics and the data analytics track. So if you have data analytics, you are still on the right track. All you want to do is make sure that when you are enrolling, you specify that you are actually interested in health tech and not the base data analytics. All right. So now we've completed this quiz. Now we know which one of these tech tracks we want to get into. And these are lots of people who we've helped, to make that same transition, people across different tech tracks, right? This is Chukwe Buka, who was able to transition into cybersecurity, right? He applied a three-step formula, learning, packaging, and applying to jobs. And he was able to secure his very first role as a cybersecurity analyst, as a security operations analyst. And this is Gad, who was a mechanical engineer and was able to transition into the data engineering space and secured his very first role as a warehouse and ETL developer, right? And there's lots of opportunities for every one of us on the call, right? This is William, who had a background in engineering and a master's in civil engineering. And he was able to transition into the data analytics space and secured his very first role as a strategy analyst. Right? We've heard the story from GD earlier in the session today. He was also able to make that transition and secure his own very first role. So what exactly does it take? What exactly does it take? Now we have identified what track we want to get into. We need to start learning the skills. How exactly do we go about learning these skills? What's the best way to actually learn the skill? You have to learn in a project-based environment. And while we do that, you need to also be able to showcase your work. So while you are learning in a project-based environment, you need to be able to showcase everything that you're building as you go. How does analytics help you to do that? We have a flexible learning structure that's designed intentionally to help you make this transition. So we have self-paced material that you get to consume at your own pace, at your own convenience, anytime, anywhere. And at the same time, we have scheduled live classes. Now, these are live sessions where you actually join the session and interact with your facilitator. You'll be getting expert support, you'll be getting expert guidance, and would actually be working on practical, real life case studies that get added into your portfolio. So while you have video resources that you can consume at your own pace, right? You also have instructor-led live classes where you're interacting with your facilitator and getting the right kind of support on working on very specific projects. Now, besides these technical skills, there are soft skills that are also required. There are employability skills that are also required to actually get a job. Having these technical skills is not enough. Knowing how to build dashboards, knowing how to, prepare a product requirements document is not enough to land a job. You actually need employability skills, like having a stellar CV. Before you get a job, you might need to apply. And for you to apply, you need a CV that accurately positions you as the best candidate for that position. So you need a CV, you need a LinkedIn profile. Jide told us about how he optimized his LinkedIn profile and how that helped him. We listened to a couple of testimonials at the beginning of the session where we had people's stories that organizations were literally reaching out to them to offer positions to them. Why? Because they were able to optimize their LinkedIn profiles. We will also be taking you through how you can navigate the job market. So what exactly are recruiters looking out for? What do you need to do in order to attract these recruiters? And when you eventually have an interview, how exactly do you go about that? What kind of questions should you expect during an interview? And what's the right way to answer these questions during the interview? Would be helping you through all of these, right, in our interview preparation session. And we also provide job reference letters. So when you eventually are called in for, when you eventually land the role and you need some reference or recommendation, you can actually request for that from 10Alytics and we make it available to you. We also provide on-the-job support. So say you get the job and within the first, 30 to 60 days of you just getting onboarded, because it's your very first role and you are only just getting settled, right? You might not be very familiar with how it runs. While you will be learning about how the market works in the navigating the job market session, when you actually get the work itself and you actually start doing it and you need some support, that's also available in the on-the-job support. There's a weekly mentorship session and also Upwork optimization. So if you decide you just want to work freelance, right? You don't want to work for a company, you want to be able to work freely, get paid on the project, go on with your work, all right? Then would actually train you on how you can leverage Upwork to be able to do that. All of this is designed with very much intention to not just equip you with the skills and knowledge that you need, but to also make sure that you are prepared for the job market. Now, besides these skills, employers also want to make sure that you have experience. They want to know that you have done these things before and you can actually do it for them. They don't just want to see a certificate that says, oh, I'm a data scientist. They want to know, have you done data science before? Have you developed a predictive model before? Have you built a dashboard? Have you built a data pipeline before? Have you gone through, project initiation planning? Have you prepared, a backlog before as a project manager? Have you done, UX research before? Have you created a wireframe before as a product designer? Have you created a CI/CD pipeline before as a DevOps engineer? Have you built a dashboard before as a data analyst? They want to know that you know these things practically and not just in theory. And one way we help you to do that is by making sure that you are constantly working on projects. So you are not just learning theory. You are actually working on projects as you learn these skills. We also make sure is that you get to have a 2 month period of internship. Now, after you complete your training with us here at Analytics, you also get to experience a 2 month period of internship with our partner organization, which serves as some form of work experience. For those of us that are in UK, this serves as some form of UK job experience as Amdari, which is our partner organization, is a registered company in the UK. So completing the internship and the training allows you to have both 10Alytics as well as Amdari reflecting on your CV, your LinkedIn, and other profiles. So this gives you an added advantage. You have work experience working in an internship. And then finally, you actually get to have a portfolio of projects that you have worked on during your training. I explained that you're working in a project-based environment. What that means is through every one of the live sessions that you're actually going through, you'll be working on projects. You'll also have 2 months of internship where you're working on more projects. And we'll be training you on how you can create a portfolio for yourself to showcase all of these work. This is in order to position you for the biggest and best opportunities. Recruiters want to see that you have this experience. So if you don't have 2 years of experience working as a health tech professional, you don't have 3 years of experience working as a health informatics professional, how can you show that you actually know this thing? How can you show that you have these skills? How can you show that you know how to go through penetration testing, how to safeguard and protect systems against, black hats that are trying to exploit these systems? You do that by showing projects where you have practically done these things before. And all you need to do is build a portfolio, and we'll be guiding you through doing that through the live classes, as well as through the internship and through all of the trainings and resources that we are making available to you at 10Alytics. Now, on completion of this program, the structure is designed in such a way that you have flexibility. You go through 6 months of learning and then 2 months of internship, where you get to have both 10Alytics and Amdari reflect on your CV. If classes are structured to be very flexible, so you have live classes happening on alternating weekends, while at the same time you have access to learning materials that you can watch and digest at your own pace. All of this is designed with intention so that you're able to secure your very first role as quickly as possible. We also have mentorship sessions that are focused on the employability skills that we discussed, that equip you with the right knowledge and information on how to navigate getting into the tech space. Now, while all of these are going on, every single one of the sessions that you go through is going to be recorded, and you would always have access to the recording of these sessions. You also have lifetime access to all of the resources that you will be trained on, even after you have completed the training with us here at 10Alytics. It doesn't get better than this. You can look at how much intention is going into, the structure and the value that you're actually getting while you train with us here at 10Alytics. Now, for you to get started, you might be asking yourself, how exactly can you get started? How exactly can I become a cybersecurity expert and actually land my very first role? How exactly can I become a health tech professional and land my very first role? How exactly can I become a data analyst, just like GD, and land my very first role? How exactly can I become a data engineer, a data scientist, and land my very first role? You start by identifying which track is right for you. And we did that a couple of minutes ago. Now we know what track we want to get into. The next thing you want to do is actually to get started with 10Alytics. All right. We have a cohort that's starting on the 7th of March, which gives you access to all of these benefits. And for everyone on the call, just like Stephen mentioned at the beginning of the session, there's a special discount for every single person that's stuck around till the end of the session. Now, apart from these discounts, there are extra incentives, which I'm going to be telling us about. But first of all, I would start with the discount itself. You get to enjoy all of the benefits of this program for a steal at a price of $1,000 only. The full price for the program is $1,250, but we have a 20% discount running, and you get to enjoy all of these benefits while paying only $1,000. And there's more to it. There's flexibility to how you go about your training and how you go about this experience. So if you do not have the full $1,000 with you, all you need to do is pay a minimal amount of $200 to get started. And still you get to enjoy the 20% discount. All right. So what you're paying is $200, and through 5 months of installments, you actually get to complete the rest of the balance. All right. So you'll be paying monthly installments of $200 for the next 5 months. While your training spans for 6 months, you'll be actually be paying this for 5 months. And for programs like product design, this spans for a period of 4 months. All right. So your training is for 4 months. You have 3 months of training and 1 month of internship. And the full price for the program is $800. But with the discount you have a whopping 28% discount. What that means is you only need to pay $576 in order to get into the program. And what you need today to get started is only $288. You get to pay that amount today, and then in 1 month, you pay the next half, and you'll be done paying for the program. You still get to enjoy all of the full benefits of the training, as well as the employability services, and you can enroll on any one of these tracks that are available to you, from business analysis to data analytics, data science, data engineering, cybersecurity, HR analytics, financial analytics, agile project management or Scrum Master, DevOps engineering, product design, and the health tech track. So all of these are options that are available to you, and all you need to do is click on the link that my colleagues are already sharing in the chat and go on to secure your slot for any one of these positions. Go on to secure your slot for any one of these roles. So how exactly do you do this? The first thing you want to do is to click on the link that my colleagues are already sharing. That's where you want to start from. Click on the link that my colleagues are sharing. And then once you do so, it brings you on to this page. Once you click on the link, it brings you over here. And once you get on this page, what you want to do is scroll down and locate the tech track that you are actually interested in. So if you're interested in data analytics, go on to select. If you're interested in health tech, you want to go on to select the health tech track. All right. So I think I would explain this actually with the health tech track. Should I go with data science? All right. So simply go on to the page and scroll all the way down. Scroll all the way down. And then locate the track you are interested in and click on the button that says buy now. I'm simply going to go with health tech. Click on the button that says buy now. And that brings you onto this page. And the next button says enroll now. You want to click on this. And that takes you on to the next page. Now, on the next page, what should ideally pop up for you would be a request for you to provide certain details, right? Your name, your email address, your phone number. The reason for this is so that a unique profile is created for you on our platform. That way you can easily come back in here and access, this payment structure as well as all of the other materials that you would need for your training experience. So what you want to do is simply go on to provide those details, and then you get brought to this page. Now, if you look at the page I'm sharing, you'd see the cost breakdown, which I explained to us earlier, right? The flexible payments plan you get to enjoy when you get enrolled for the program. Instead of paying $1,250, you actually end up paying only $1,000. And you do not need to make these upward investments, right? You don't need to make these upfront investments. If you don't have $1,000, all you need is $200 for you to get started. And you can pay this amount in installments monthly for the next 5 months. So you pay $200 today, and next month you pay the next 200. The following month you pay the next 200. The following month you pay the next 200, and you have this flexibility, right? And this flexibility comes for 5 months, and you still enjoy the 20% discount. You get flexible payment and you still enjoy the discount. Now, there are other payment options, like the 2 installments, which is a great choice as well. If you decide to go with 2 installments, what that means is you'll be paying only $900. What that means is you are saving on $350 in total. This is the amount that you get to save while enrolling for the program. So instead of paying 1,250, you end up paying only $900, and you spread that into 2 payments. You pay $450 today, and then in 1 month's time, you pay the next half, and you'll be done making payments for the program. And if you decide to go for the one-time payment, all right, which is the best value, and this is the option a lot of people, right, just like yourself, are actually taking, because this allows you to save a lot more. You only need to pay $850, and that allows you to save $400. That allows you to save $400. So what you end up paying is $850, a one-time payment, and you still have access to all of the benefits of the program that you are interested in. All you need to do now is go on to select which one of these payment plans works best for you, and you can go on to make your initial payments. Now, if you want to see this breakdown in pounds, you can as well change the currency, and you get to see what it looks like. So you can select the first installment, which is something like what we have here. All right, this is 153 pounds. All right, that's the installment plan, or that's the installment you would be making, 53.2, if you're taking 5 months of installments. And this allows you to save 195 pounds. Right, the 2 months installment in pounds allows you to save 275 pounds. And all you need to pay would be 345 pounds monthly for 2 months. Or you can make a one-time payment, and this gives you the opportunity to save 315 pounds. This is a lot of money, right? This allows you to save up to 315 pounds, and all you need to do is secure a slot today and actually get started. Now, this discount is available to every one of us on the call right now, but there are a limited number of slots. Right? We only have the slots available for 2 people, and I mean, we have about 19 people on the call right now, so you actually can secure your slot today and take advantage of discount. Now, for every one of us that has stuck around to the end of this conversation, there's actually an extra incentive for you. For every one of us that has stuck around to the end, we have 4 extra incentives for you, which you can get access to and actually enjoy all of these benefits while enrolling for the program with us here at 10Alytics. These incentives include, first of all, being a part of the founder circle. This gives you access to the founder of 10Alytics, where you get to have expert guidance, you get to have expert support directly from the founder of 10Alytics. You also get, guidance and mentorship on how to create your own personalized transition roadmap. You get to have discussions on how you can tailor everything, your entire experience, to your exact situation. You also get guidance on a tailored guide on what kind of jobs to apply to and how to go about navigating this. This is an offer that's not open to everyone. This is an extra incentive to everyone that's on the call right now. If you are making payment today, securing your slot. Now, if you're torn between 2 tracks, what you want to do is pick the track that was recommended to you in the quiz we took, go on to secure your slot so you can lock down your discount, as well as make sure that you are a part of the people that take advantage of this incentive. And then you can go on to book a clarity session where you get to speak with a career expert, right? And we can help you to clarify which track is right for you, how you can navigate that. And if you need to switch, we can also help you do that so you can move into the right one for you. But so that you do not miss out on these opportunities, so that you do not miss out on the discounts as well as these extra incentives, you want to go on to secure your slot today. All right, so all you need to do is click on the link in the chat that my colleagues are sharing, go on to make payments, the minimal payments, and secure your slot. So like I was saying, you have access to these extra incentives. One, the founder circle, which gives you access to these three benefits: personalized transition roadmap, a tailored guide on jobs to apply to. So for people like Zinai, who is interested in, health tech, would actually provide you with a tailored guide on what kind of jobs to seek out for, how to find this job, how to apply to this job. You also get a personalized career roadmap with the founder of 10Alytics, and you get direct access to him and support and mentorship from him. You also immediately have access to mentorship from 10Alytics. And you also have lifetime access to this mentorship. The mentorship entails learning from industry leaders, so global tech leaders like myself and other experts that have already worked in this field would be giving you advice and helping you to navigate this journey. You'd also get to experience interview simulation, right? Basically, a simulation of what a typical interview looks like, right? What kind of mistakes you are making, all right? And you actually be getting live corrections on call, right? And then while others are waiting, you are already starting. While others are still waiting to get started, you would already be on the front of the line. And guess what? You actually get lifetime access to this as well. Now, while our other students get access to mentorship, it's only available for the period of their training. But you would actually be getting lifetime access to this if you are getting enrolled today. You also get access to alternate UK visa package. For some of us, we are actually interested in moving into a role that allows us to get some form of UK visa sponsorship or some visa sponsorship to move out of the country where we're currently based in. So you have access to these, exclusive sessions, and you also have access to, lifetime access to job reference letters. You have lifetime access to interview preps. You have lifetime access to job references and lifetime access to mentorship. These are incentives that you get to benefit from if you're paying today. So what I recommend for you to do is go on to click on the link in the chat that my colleagues are already sharing and go on to secure your slot, and then you can get started on your journey today. I'm sure a lot of us have gotten a lot of information and we are digesting. I'm sure a lot of us are already securing our slots for the next cohort, which is starting actually next weekend on the 7th of March. What I recommend for you to do is actually to go on to secure a slot so you can take advantage of the discount as well as gain access to the front of line incentives that gives you an added advantage and can fast track your transition and fast track and shorten that time between actually getting started and securing your very first role. You get your very first role at the quickest time possible. You're very intentional about your journey, and that's why we designed this structure to support you. So if you want to get started, this is your cue to go on to secure your slot today. This is your cue to go on to secure your slot today. Now, I'd like to hear from every one of us right now, right? I'm sure a lot of us are already securing our slots. I'm sure a lot of us are still planning around it. I'm sure a lot of us need to speak to a tech expert, right? Even after getting the response from the quiz. What I recommend is go on to make payments, go on to secure a slot so that you don't miss out on these benefits. And then you can go on to book a clarity call to speak with a career professional. And if you've already made up your mind, then you're already on the right path. I mean, the quiz, as we can see, is competent enough, right? But if you're stuck between two roles, you can ask questions here. I can try to clarify. And then you can as well book a one-on-one session with us. All right. I'm sure we've had a wonderful time through the conversation today. I'm sure we're all excited to get started on our tech career journey. And at this point, I'd actually be um, leaving the floor open to us so we can ask any questions that we might have, and I'll be sure to clarify anything for us. So if you have any questions, please, the floor is yours. Just go on to use the raise hand gesture, and I'll pick up a couple of questions and actually respond to them. All right, I'm going to start with some of the questions in the chat. All right, so I see a question from IP that says, please, can you explain more on the role, especially for those of us living abroad? So even though you are abroad already, you already have, your visa sponsorship, you already have, some work experience abroad, and you're trying to get, into a specific tech track. All right, then you can still make this transition. And all of these tracks that we discussed, like I mentioned at the beginning, right? All of these are tech tracks that are in demand globally. And you can actually get started in any one of them. And that's why we had to take that quiz first. Right? So we are deciding which track is the best fit for you. As much as all of these tracks have opportunities for you, even though you're abroad, you have to select the one that is the best fit for you. So you have a much more seamless, transition into the space. All right. So if we look at people like Ogundele, for example, Ogundele had cybersecurity in mind. And after he took the quiz, the quiz actually still recommended cybersecurity. I am currently a data scientist. And even after taking the quiz, it actually recommended data science to me. So you can see that this quiz is actually accurate enough to give you the right kind of recommendation. All right. So once you've completed this quiz, you have your recommendation. Now, what you want to do is going to apply for enroll for the program, and then we get started with you on what skills you need to learn, what tools would actually be training you on this course, helping you to make sure that you're working on projects. You'll go through the live classes, you'll be getting expert support, and we are practically going to be holding your hands throughout the entire journey, through your transition, plus the employability services you get to benefit from, and you get to secure your very first role in the tech space. So all you need to do is go on to secure a slot. Go on to secure a slot. Do we have any questions? Do we have any questions? I'm sure some of us are already securing a slot. I'm sure some of us have already made up our mind on which one of these tracks is the great fit for us. And I'm sure we are already getting ready to get started on the program. All right. If we do not have any questions, I'd simply be looking forward to having us in class. But I'm sure we had a wonderful time in the session today, and I'll simply be looking forward to having us in class. You take care, everyone, and bye for now.